Hey, Theater Philadelphia fam. This is Sabriaya Shipley, the Executive Director of Theater Philadelphia, and we are back with another episode of the Philly Theater Week podcast. This time, I went all the way down to South Philly to the Columbus Square Recreational Center to chill with some of my new friends at the Columbus Square Drama Club, who are, for Philly Theater Week, tackling on some Shakespeare as young actors. And I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're going to ask them questions about why theater, why Shakespeare, why after school, you know? The real hard-hitting questions. And so please join me in welcoming my friends, starting with...
My name's Alma. I'm in the 6th grade. I'm playing Hamlet, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name's Jasper. I'm in 4th grade. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm Benvolio. My name is Julian. I'm in 4th grade. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm the narrator.
My name is Cyrus. I'm in 1st grade. And my pronouns are he, him, and
I think you're playing...
And I'm Prince Cyrusio.
Oh.
My name is Hazel. I'm playing as the first Juliet because there are 2 balcony scenes. My grade is 5th, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name's Lincoln. My pronouns is he, him. I'm in 1st grade and I'm playing as Romeo. My name's Maddie. I'm in 3rd grade. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing as one of the weird sisters.
My name is Milo. I'm in 5th grade. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing as the second Juliet.
And I am Miss Tara Adalizzi. I'm the director of the Columbus Square Drama Club, and I'm very happy to be here today.
Yeah, and we're also joined by one of our Theater Philadelphia Ubuntu Young Artists, fellows, 2 of them actually. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alexa. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Arts Administration Fellow.
So what's your favorite Shakespearean character?
Tybalt.
Period. And then we also have the lovely...
Hi, I'm Emma Price. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the social media / PR fellow at Theater Philadelphia.
And what's your favorite Shakespearean character?
Ooh, it would have to be Juliet.
Oh, typical. My favorite Shakespearean character is Brutus.
Who's Brutus?
Brutus. That's another podcast special. For me to break that down. But okay.
That's a different Shakespeare play.
Now, I want to start with a general question, and who wants to answer? Maybe we, do a little handshake. What excites you about theater, about acting or doing scenes?
You basically get to act like whoever you want. It's kind of like Halloween, but it's in play form, and you can act like whoever you want. You can be wherever you want as long as it's with your imagination.
Love that.
So I like about theater is that I like putting on plays to show my family and my friends, and I like being on stage because it's fun.
Yeah, you're a storyteller. Jasper.
I like plays, like a story that I'm not a part of, and that was not real, and I'm just not a part of it, but I am a part of it.
Yeah. It's something new, like a new adventure. Yeah.
I like theater because you get to pretend to be anybody, and agreeing with Hazel, it's just like you let your imagination do whatever it wants to do.
Lincoln.
I like theater because you can learn about new people and actors and
also learn new stories and have them within the rest of their life.
Yes, they do sit through the rest of life.
I like theater because usually sometimes I help like write the plays that we do, and it's really fun because I get to like make a story even for these plays that we're doing now. It's already a story, but we get to make it our own special way, and we can, instead of like it being like just a play that we're performing, it's our play that we're performing, and it's a play that we made our own.
I love that. You know, theater is something that starts when you're really young. You get to theater. It's such a insight to extra imagination play, right? You get to play on another level, right? Because there's lights and there's an audience, right? Do you ever get nervous? The thought of there being an audience to see you do these things? Yes.
Well, before the play, I get really nervous, but like when I go out on stage, like after like a minute, I stop thinking about me getting nervous.
Going to character mode. I feel that. Yes.
So I think it's like I think it's like I'm nervous the entire time, but like I try to ignore the audience.
Yeah.
And act like they're non-existent, but still talk to them at the same time.
I like that. I like that because sometimes you gotta ignore the audience because they be doing a lot of things. Okay, be looking at you. Sometimes they be in there. Some of you feel like an really old patron who's like tired. They be sleeping. You know, the baby's crying. You gotta know how to ignore the audience. I feel that. Milo.
Yeah, I can agree with you fully. Like, the audience can be so distracting sometimes. Like, I try not to focus on them unless it's like a family member or something trying to look at me. And I just get so nervous at the beginning, but then I just learn to control it.
Yeah.
I get like maybe like a little nervous, like maybe the day of the play, but not like right before, because like I usually like go over my lines a little bit, or like my stage directions or whatever, and as long as I know that I know my lines and I know what to do, then I know I'm gonna be good. So and one time I'm a mummer, so I was like we had to perform like a bunch of times. And like the first time I was like so scared, and then we performed like a bunch of other times, and I was like, oh, we're going again? Okay.
I feel that. That's, you know, try not to laugh when I tell you this story. One time, Miss Sabriaya had to get on stage when I was like 3rd grade, and I was Juliet, and it was the balcony scene. Now I said try not to laugh because what it turned into was I got to the balcony, I looked out to the audience, and I totally blanked on all of my lines. So my mom, she crawled through the audience, stood at the root of the stage, and mouthed all the words to me. And I, at one point, said, "Stop, Mom, I got it from here." And then I continued on with the scene. And I felt so embarrassed, but I recovered, right? But there goes, sometimes the audience helps us out, and sometimes it completely wipes us clean, right? Let's talk about these characters, Shakespearean moments. Because Shakespeare's a lot to memorize, right? It's a different kind of tone and different way, a rhythm that you have to like memorize and keep up with. What are some challenges of working with Shakespeare?
I'm the narrator, but my lines are still like weird. Like I don't know a lot of the words in the like prologues to the scenes, so it's kind of weird for me to like say words in sentences and I don't know what they mean. So I don't know like exactly what I'm saying.
One of Julian's strangest words I have to say is hurly-burly.
Oh!
That's in one of them. It's a strange word.
Hurly-burly, I'm telling you, I'd give up, Julia. But you're a stronger Shakespearean actor than I am. I feel that.
I agree with Julian. It's like a lot of the words just don't make sense because it was like written in an older time. just like different from the writing now, and a lot of the words are confusing, and like the way they say things are confusing. Like a lot of my lines, like I say them, but again, like Julian, I have no idea what he's trying to say. So, but the gravediggers understand it, so like it's fine.
I also agree, because Miss Kara sometimes just pulls lines straight out of the book, and some of them are like hard to memorize. I still sometimes like stutter over the words. Like a line that I was having some trouble with memorizing was, "O Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?"
Yeah, that's a hard line. I blanked on it. As I told you my full story, that was the first line I was supposed to say. Didn't happen. So I relate. So you did that. Hold it down. Maddie.
Well, sometimes it's hard because, like, this year when we were practicing, we noticed that one of the other weird sisters couldn't be there. So then we needed to go through this weird sister's script and, like, write down who is doing what. And that was, like, 2 weeks before the performance. And so we were like blanking on who to do, and we wanted it to be fair, but like we wanted everybody to have like a turn and stuff. So it was hard, and it was just really hard.
It is really good now.
One of the lines that confuses me is me and Hazel have like this very similar lines, except for we're different type of people in our stories. And one of the lines I couldn't really understand that meant goodbye was bye and come. I don't get how that means goodbye. It just doesn't feel like a goodbye. It feels like you're saying goodbye, but like you're coming to somebody else. I guess that kind of makes sense. It's just so weird.
It does. I would let y'all know that doesn't get unweird when you get to be an adult actor when you're doing Shakespeare. We just learn extra tools to how to do with it. So we do things called, can everyone say lexicon?
Lexicon.
Now lexicon, when you go and study like theater and you're doing Shakespeare, your teacher will have you write out all of your lines that you don't understand, and you have to look up the meaning of each of those phrases and create a whole, basically, personal book to yourself so that you know what you're saying. So if I had my speech, I said my favorite character is Brutus, and he goes, "You have done that you shall be sorry for," right? At first I was like, what is he talking about, right? I had to take my whole monologue or that whole Shakespearean kind of sonnet and like turn it and write it in how I want to hear it. If I was just talking to my friend down the street, right? So that's what a lexicon is. It's like one of the tools to help you better understand Shakespeare. Yes.
I just wanted to say that somehow Miss Tara knows all the crazy words that nobody understands. Like at random times, we'll just be like talking, and then she'll just like say something, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means, right? And then she'll have to explain it to us. Oh, wait, what? Paradigm.
Oh,
Listen, explain that to me. What's paradigm?
Okay, so this one time in college, we were reading out loud from a textbook, and let this prove that I'm a voracious reader because I came upon the word paradigm and not knowing how to pronounce it. I said paradigm, and the whole class kind of broke out in laughter, and I was like, what is going on here? So we all have our moments and learn as we go.
Yeah, but Shakespeare did that a lot. Shakespeare made up some words. You'd be like, you know dang well that was not a word. No one was walking around saying, what's the word? What's the word?
Hurly-burly.
Hurly-burly. Nobody was walking around saying hurly-burly. He wrote that, was like, that's going to be cool. Let's start that down, right? So I'm going to ask you one last question. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you and want to keep doing Shakespeare, is there a role that you are not playing now that you would want to play?
Tybalt.
Tybalt.
I think it was really cool to go on stage and like play out sword fighting. I always thought it's really cool how people can just take out a sword and start fighting.
Alexa.
Yes, it is very cool.
Alexa does a lot of sword fighting. That's why Tybalt is her favorite.
Yeah.
Right? Alexa, well, you'll have experience to see how Alexa does in that way. Yes. Yeah.
I agree with Julian. I also would want to be Tybalt because the character who's playing Tybalt, like whenever he does it, I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that. Also, like, I like his lines, and I only have like a smaller sword fight scene, and it's like the whole thing for his part. So I like that. And the little bit of sword fighting that I get to do is really fun. So yeah.
Come on, Tybalt fans around here. Come on.
I want to be Prince Sabriaya.
Ah! Everyone's like, Romeo, for what? You're like, no, give me the prince. I feel you. Prince Sabriaya, what do you want to be?
I want to be Tybalt.
Oh my God, another Tybalt around here. So many Tybalts. Yes, Milo.
I would want to be Hamlet.
Period.
Because I see Alma doing so good. And just the way she does it makes me be like, I want to argue with a bunch of grave diggers someday.
Yes, definitely.
So I have two. One would be Juliet because I think it would be really cool, fun. And then one would be also Hamlet because I think I think Hamlet has one part of every scene, kind of. Like for one part, she like is sort of fighting with Milo said, and then that's like one of the parts of the streets of Verona. One time she's like, it's like creepy and like she kind of dies, and that's kind of part of the main sisters.
So it applied from Hamlet and Tybalt. That's the top. Hazel.
I want to be one of the weird sisters because, like, I want to touch a mouse.
I don't, but go ahead.
I'm looking at the rehearsing and I'm just like, I want to do that. Like, they're just like putting like dead mice and like bunnies things.
Bunnies?
Inside of like a big cauldron and like mixing it all up and cackling. And I kind of just want to be a part of that.
I feel that. Minus the mice or the bunny. I'll pour a little potion, little herbs, you know what I'm saying. But other than that, miss me with the mice. But I feel you. That's it.
I want to be. Well, I like what I'm doing now more, but if I had a second choice, I'd probably be a stage manager.
Period. You have to say, take me off the stage. I make sure it runs. You making sure the show is running. That's what you're saying? Listen, stage managers get not enough credit for all they do to make sure Shakespeare actually happens. Right? So I think you'd be a bomb stage manager. Right? I hire you. All right? Well, it'll be a couple of years before you start stage managing, but you know. I hire you, you know?
Stage managing is one of the most important jobs.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, y'all, that's the end of our questions. Do you have a question for me? Oh, no. Ooh, okay. Question from
Sure, it's a good one.
It's a good question. Yes.
When and how did you start theater?
I started theater when I was, like I said, in 3rd grade. Before I bombed at Juliet. Before I did that, there was a show that my theater teacher wrote called The Two Princesses and the Canary. And I got cast as one of the two princesses. And it's a story about these two princesses. It's basically, they don't know who each other is, but they look alike, right? And one grows up, it's The Princess and the Pauper, but told from a Jamaican side. It's based in Jamaica. And I remember getting bit by the bug. They'll tell you get bit by the bug when you're a kid, and you do a show, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to do theater for the rest of my life. I was standing there, and the princess had a little like, la 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 la, and she would sing it all the time, and I would go, and my mom would be like, please, sing something else. But for 2 weeks straight, every time I would come to dinner, Sabriaya, come to dinner, la 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 la, and I would just walk down the steps. And then that's how I got into theater. But I also was lucky enough, like y'all, to have a drama club. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and there was a drama club down the street at the rec center, and we would be in there acting things out, right? So I was very lucky to have teachers like Miss Tara who were there to be like, Sabriaya, do this and read this and expose me to those kind of things. All right, another question. Come on, what you got, Lincoln?
What rec center did you go to?
The rec center was called Collington Square Drama Club. So yeah, it was I went to the Collington Square School for the Arts in my elementary years. And it was a school for the arts. We did some shows, okay? Dream Girls, all kinds of shows. Yeah. Yes.
Who writes all your plays?
Who writes all our plays? Well, I am actually a playwright. And I started playwriting when I wrote my first play when I was in elementary school, actually. And was it a good one? I don't know. I can't remember. But you too can write your own plays. You can be your own Shakespeare.
That is mostly what we do is everything comes from our mouths and we write it as we go along. So it's all.
So you're already playwrights?
They never take credit for it, but they are. You guys are all the playwrights, and it's homegrown. It comes right from your mouths. It's very nice.
I love that.
When did you start the podcast and how many episodes have you done?
So I started the Philly Theater Week podcast last year because it was my first year as the executive director of Theater Philadelphia, and we had 12 episodes last year. This year, because we wanted to record them in person, we have like 5 episodes, and they're like full on in person. And listen, this is the second year that Columbus Square Drama Club has been a part of our podcast, but this time, 3rd year, yes. But it was, Ms. Tara was like, this time, the kids gotta be there. The kids gotta be in it. And I'm so glad because this has been amazing, talking to y'all about Shakespeare and theater.
Yeah. Thank you for choosing us.
Yes, yes.
Do you ever get paid?
Oh, yes. What you mean paid? I get paid to do a lot of things. I get paid to run Theater Philadelphia. I get paid to act. Sometimes I get paid to go to other countries and make art. Like this past summer, I went to France, Orcobo, France, and I got paid to make like art with friends. So I get paid. You can get paid making art. And as a stage manager, you definitely can get paid in the future.
You're getting paid.
Okay? Yes.
Have you ever been a stage manager or worked backstage?
Yes, I have. Now, am I a good stage manager? Is the question. I'm not an expert stage manager. I'm a good educator or director. And I love making props and building set. Like if you are making a set, I will show up and I am the painter, I am the one, I will pull up and make a set, right? But stage managing takes it's like bigger, for me it's bigger than the director. Because stage manager has to know everything that's happening on top of the props, on top of the costumes, on top of making sure actors feel okay to go on stage. I've only done it like twice, and I've been told I was good at it. But do I like it most of the time? It's a lot of pressure. So you have to really be a people person to do stage managing, really, too. All
I was like I like worked on the like set and like not it's like mostly just props, but this actually that we're doing in like the other place that I go for theater, it's like we just like make props and stuff, and you have the option to come to the show and like help out a little bit. It's not as much as like it's not really helping out as much as like an actual stage manager would do, but yeah, it's really fun.
I love that. I love that. I love we have some tech people in here too for developing. All right, last question, and then we are going to be wrapping up.
Well, I have a question and also a comment.
Mm-hmm.
So for what Alma said, sometimes I wish I was a stage manager. Then also stage managers, well, at least here, they need to move around the sets, make sure they're like in the right spot. And also the question is, was any of your friends like interested in it too?
All of my friends are interested in it, but I have a lot of friends who are not only interested in theater, but in art in general. So they appreciate my form of art making, and they also have like a form of visual art, or they're muralists. They paint the murals around Philly. There's a lot of different artist friends that I have. So I'm going to wrap us up, and if you have any more questions for me post-podcast, I'm always here to answer them. But this has been another episode of the Philly podcast, Philly Theater Week podcast. Can we all say a nice bye? Make sure you check out the Columbus Square Drama Club's Shakespeare Spectacular performance running the first weekend of Theater Week. And so with that, peace out, Theater fam.